Hello viewers, welcome to Saturday School. Today I will show how to implement Swagger API documentation using .NET Core 3.1. API documentation is very important to effectively use a software API. And Swagger is an open source software framework that helps developer to document or consume RESTful API. Let's see the outcome. From the API, we have actually get only the URLs. We have only two sample URL in our weather API. One is get request and another is post request. Now let's go to the first one. It will show all the necessary information to consume API link like parameters and response. It also show a sample return value. Now we also can test the API link here. Let's try it out. Here we don't take any parameters, so click execute. It will hit the request URL and return with status code 200 and the data. Now let's go to the second one. It is actually post request and take one parameter. Let's type integer and return a boolean value. Let's try it out. Here we have provided sample temperature value and click the execute. See, the URL is hitted and response with a boolean value true. Okay. Now let's go to the implementation. For that, first of all, we have to create a new .NET Core Web API. Open the PowerShell window here, and this is the code .NET New Web API to create a new .NET Core Web API, and this is the name of our API. Let's hit enter, and our API is created. Let's open in the VS Code. Actually, we have using VS Code because it have no dependency. It runs all the platforms like Windows, Linux or Mac. And when we open a .NET project in the VS Code, our C# extension actually loads some debugging information. We simply click yes, and now run the project. Okay, here is our previous project is opened. Let's close it and run the project again. See, in our root path it actually show nothing. Let's check our controllers. See, this is the route path, and route path is our controller name. Let's copy and paste it here. We will actually provide the right URL, and it will show the value in the JSON format. Here we don't know actually the URL because unlike website, API have no menus or navigation button, so documentation is very important. Let's implement the Swagger documentation in our project. For that, we have actually installed the Swagger package from the NuGet package manager. Let's open the terminal, and this is the command to install Swagger package. Actually, the name of the Swagger package is Swazbackle. Hit enter, and it's installing the Swagger package. Yes, it's installed. After installing the Swagger package, we have to configure the Swagger. Let's go to our startup.cs class, and here first of all we have to use OpenAPI models. Let's copy and paste it here. Swagger is also called OpenAPI, and after using the model we have to add the Swagger middleware in the configuration service method. Let's copy and paste it here. Here we can add the API title and also version. This is actually we have added the Swagger middleware, and now in the configure method we have to use the Swagger middleware. Let's copy and paste it here. And save and run the project. Okay, it actually provide a JSON file. Let's route swagger / version and swagger.json. This is our API documentation in JSON format. And now we also can add Swagger UI to create a UI of our documentation. Let's copy and paste it here. See, this is Swagger UI, and it actually consume the JSON file and create the user interface. Control S, and now rerun the project again. And the URL is Swagger. See, this is a beautiful user interface that Swagger automatically created. Now, see, in the root URL actually we have shown nothing. Still, we have to provide the URL for the Swagger document. Now, to show the document in the root directory or in the root URL, we need to add the route prefix. See, in the Swagger UI, c.route prefix. Okay, now rerun the project. See, the documentation is shown in the route URL. Now let's add another action method in our controller. Let's copy the code and go to our controller. and add the method. Here this is a post request, this is a post method, and the route value is insert, Control S, hit enter. See, we have added action method in our controller, and this is automatically shown in the documentation. Okay, now let's check our documentation. This is the name of our project, and let's check the documentation. Here in the get method, we no need to pass any parameter, and see, Swagger is also provide the schema. This is actually the return type, and see what is the type of our properties. And also check out the post request. Let's try it out. See, it's working. So our API documentation is done using Swagger. In the next video, I will show how to add XML comments in the API documentation. Thank you for watching.